Hi, welcome to PBIX. My name is Chris Wagner, and today we're going to be going over the 5 steps it takes to build out a Power BI template file. Before we get to it, if you like this content, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and maybe, just maybe, you turn on that little alarm bell so every time I publish some content, you'll get notified and you can come out and check it out. All right, let's get to it. Okay, today we're going to be using 2 files that are available out on my KraosBI.com's Getting Started with Power BI site. I've got 2 files, the Kraos BI background and the Kraos BI visuals. So if you want to head over there, download those, pause this video while you're doing this, and then come on back. You can follow along. Hopefully, at the end of this video, you'll have a working template file for yourself. The first step in creating a Power BI template file is getting the digital assets that you need to add into and embed inside your Power BI reports. These are typically going to be the logos that you have, your company names. Most of the time, your marketing department will have some digital assets that you could go out and find. If your marketing department doesn't have it, or you can't find that information for your marketing department, Google is your friend. All right, so I've got a viewer who watches all my content. He's going to be starting soon at Efficode. He asked me, how should I get started? This is really for him. Hopefully he'll go along and he'll just follow this video and he'll do it himself. But I'm going to make all the content out there anyways. So Efficode, or anyone who's working there, you want to use this stuff, hey, that's all for you. First thing I'm going to look for, though, is I'm going to go out to their website. I'm going to take a look through the content on their website, making sure, I understand the types of colors that they use, the types of logos, those types of things that I'm going to see throughout their website. That's really going to help me make sure that I understand that I probably need this digital asset, which is their company name, and this little diamond Efficode logo, right? So when I go and I search Google for Efficode logo PNG, and you'll want to look for a PNG. Most of the times, they'll help you narrow the search to where the backgrounds on the assets that you're going to be downloading are clear. It's not always the case, but hopefully it is. If you download it and it does have some backgrounds and you have Photoshop, you can do that magic erase background. That's pretty easy. There's some other tools out there. Google that as well. But once I get the logo and the company name and their digital asset, I'm going to download that. I'm going to move on to the next step. Okay, step 2 is you want to get the colors from the company's website. So a great way to create a list of hex colors is to go out to the company's website, copy that URL, and then head over to colorcombos.com and use their grab colors tool. If you paste in the tool, you paste in the website name and click on get, it's going to run out there and it's going to go grab all the hex colors that are on that website. And generally speaking, it does a really good job of going out there and grabbing all the content that's available. I like this one better than some of the other tools that are out there because it seems like Color Combos goes deeper into the website to find all of the hex colors that are available, so I get a much richer palette to work with. There are other tools out there, and if you like those, comment below. There's tons of other things that are out there. But this is also really good because it can really help you line up and identify and sort through which colors you want or don't want. For example, I've got a black here. They're black here. It looks pretty good. I don't need to have this black, so I can remove that black. And I can gradually start to walk mine through and identify all the colors that are available to this site. To save us some time, I've kind of already done that on the website. I've gone through and I've picked out all the colors that are available and that make good sense and will be useful inside of Power BI. And I went through and I added them into a little notepad file. I made a comment on the hex color, and I went through and identified what the color is. Now, I'm going to call out this little grouping that I really like to make sure you don't miss, which is your black and your grayscale colors that you're going to be using inside your Power BI file. These are going to come into play as you're building out your theme. You're going to be going in, you're going to use each one of these. So I like to make sure that I've grabbed a black, like a darker gray, a light gray, and a white color. to be used inside my theme generator. All right. Once that's done, we're moving on to the next step. Step 3 is build out your backgrounds from your PowerPoint slide. Now that I know what my colors are, I've got my hex colors available for me. I'm going to go in and I'm going to start working on what my backgrounds are going to look like. So head over to Kratos BI, go down and grab the Kratos BI backgrounds. This is a PowerPoint file that you're going to be able to go in and easily manipulate, edit, change the colors, replace this logo with your company logos, and kind of run through and do all of the slides that are inside the file. They'll give you a number of great layouts, different formats in place that you can go in and use and try out. This is really pretty helpful. I mean, you also feel free to take any of these and, you know, make different changes, resize, reshape, kind of as need be. But once you go out there, you'll want to go and you want to reformat until you get the jumping ahead, until you get all the files together for your new company. So here's the EFA codes templates that I put together for them. You know, it looks pretty sharp. It's really clean with their logo. I've got nice colors, nice layouts. Actually, I really like this. I'm pretty jealous. All right, moving on. Okay, next step. Again, we talked about this before. We head over to Kratos BI. This is where you download the Kratos BI visuals, okay? So you're going to go out here, and when you open up the file, it's going to look like this. This is going to have the standard visuals inside of this. As you're applying your colors, you're going to want to keep an eye on what those color changes look like across all of the visuals, because you don't want to accidentally black anything out or make everything all white, so you lose, you know, you make it hard for people to read, right? So this is a real important step here. But I'm going to go over to the View tab. Once I have this open, I'm going to go to the View tab, and I'm going to go down to Customize My Current Theme, all right? Now here is where I'm going to have the options to go in and start to add in all of the colors that I have here. I'm going to work through all of the colors that I've added in. I'm going to make sure I identify those. I'm going to make sure that inside of my sentiment colors, I want my negative colors to be red. I want my positive to be the green that I've selected. And I want to make sure that the neutral yellow I'm using aligns with the yellow that's in other places inside my report. I'm going to do the same thing when it comes to my divergent colors. And I'm even going to go down into my advanced. And here's where those grayscale colors come into play. I'm going to make sure that I add each one of these into each of these elements, making sure that I've got a consistent look and feel across my dashboards. I'm going to go down to text, and here's a big one I want to make sure you guys do. I don't know why it does this, but if you kind of like pop through, you're going to see that like the standard switches text, right? So you go from Sego UI to Din to Sego UI semi-bold. That's crap. All right, don't do that. Go in, set. You know, I'm a big fan of Arial. I mean, it makes it easy because there's Arial black. You can kind of use those, but go ahead, use any of the other ones that are out there. It's unfortunate there's not more choices here, but it kind of is what it is. If anyone knows of the link to the ideas place to add more visuals, comment that down below. Everyone needs to vote on that one too. So, but run through, make sure that you've touched on each one of these, right? Make sure you've touched on what your backgrounds are going to look like. Understand, if you're going to use your border or not. The border is a big one that I want to talk to you about first. Frankly, my biggest thing that I really prefer is a radius of 3 and a border the same color as my background. So here's where I'm going to have my backgrounds be this white, and I'm going to go in and I'm going to set my border to that. What that's going to do with a 3 in the background, or you could do a 3, 5, 8's a bit gaudish. I mean, like, come on, what are you? Or you Apple or something like that? But it's going to create a nice little bevel on all the content that you have. making sure that it looks really sharp. And in fact, this is one I like so much, I'm going to go over, I'm going to show you in the one I've already filled out. So run through all these visuals, make sure that you fill this out, look for consistency that you can bring in, look for how you can make these things consistent. And kind of once you do, you'll see that this is what it looks like. Now, you may really like this. You may think, that's way too much yellow. I want to bump yellow down. I want to pull another color up. Hey, more power to you. But you can go through, and again, right in here, come on now, is where you go to, here's where we talk about that border, making sure that we add in the color, right, apply, and then we bump the radius up to 3. Now, I'm going to zoom in. I don't like doing this because I don't like it, but I'm going to try to zoom in. And you can see right now, right here, that the corners are sharp and pointed, right? If I click on apply, it's going to apply. Everything's going to refresh. And as I zoom in, you can kind of see it now. You can see that it's got a little bevel on each of the corners. If I want to continue to play with this, I could go in and I could go in and customize my visuals. I could change my border to 5. Maybe 5 is better. Click on apply. Wait for my guys to refresh. And as I zoom in, wherever my zoom in went, zoom, I can see that there's a more pronounced bevel on each of my visuals. That just gives things a nicer, easier to look at content, be easier for people to use it. So, all right, once I've got this all the way I kind of like it, I'm comfortable with this the way this is. I'm going to go in, I'm going to save my, number one, I'm going to save my file. So if I want to make changes, I just come back to this guy. So I go File, Save As. Oh, make sure that I got my FA code visuals. I click Save. Yeah, I'm replacing it because no secret, I do this stuff a couple times ahead of time before I get into it, and still there are goofs, but here we go. I get this done, and then the last thing I do is I go to the Save Current theme, and to make sure that you can see that, it's under the drop down. It's right here, the Save Current theme. I click on this guy. It's going to ask me what do I want to save it. I make sure that I give it a name. You know, and you may even want to put a date on it because there's some reasons why you might want to add in additional themes. Like you might want to think about doing a dark theme and a light theme, or this is one of my favorites. For each of your golden data sets that you have a different theme file that takes a different color as its primary color, or different backgrounds, or something along those lines, so that it clearly demarks the content that you have as coming from one data set versus another. So the more we can do to visually help users, you know, and the people who are consuming our stuff, the better. So click on Save. Oh wait, I didn't click on Save. Click on Save. Click on Save. Under this guy, Save. Yes, replace it. And I'm good. All right. We did step 1, find your digital assets. Step 2, get your color codes. Step 3, create your backgrounds in PowerPoint. Step 4 was apply your colors into Power BI. Now, step 5 is the granddaddy of them all, which is mix them up. We're going to want to add all that content into a Power BI file, okay? Now, I'm going to hop on over to the one I just did. So let's boom, pull that guy up. Now, as you can see, I've gone through and I've added a couple different ones. Adding in the background is relatively simple. If you select a page, go over to the page background. I'll try to zoom in again. Should figure out what my hotkey is on that. You go over to your page background. you select the image, you take the transparency down to 0, and then you have to click on fit, image fit. You have to click on fit each time. I don't know why. I don't know why it makes you do that. It does. I don't know what normal is. If you do and you love normal, post in the comment below, and I swear nobody will send you hate mail. Guarantee it. Just kidding. But go through, add in a few of your backgrounds to give people some of the look and feel and shape. You may want to go through and add in all of them. Kind of up to you, kind of what you're doing inside of here. And then the last thing, don't forget to go in and browse for themes and click on the theme that you just created. Okay, click on open. It'll apply it into your theme. Theme was applied successfully. And then you want to save this, making sure that you do not add in any data or do anything that makes the content appear over here. The reason being is this template file can now be used against analysis services, against Power BI data sets, or you can build out content inside of it without any issues. The second you add in data into here, you'll never be able to connect it to a Power BI data set or to analysis services, at least until the whole composite model thing comes out. But for now, you won't be able to do any of that stuff. All right. Okay, so we went over all the content. Now that you have everything all saved, you've got this all put together. To recap, you went out, you got your digital assets. You went out and got your color. You went through and you created all your backgrounds. Your next step 4 was you went in and created your Power BI custom visuals. And then step 5 was bring them all together in a template file. Now this file is what you send out and you use within your team or within your company or within your division to kind of demark that some professionals have gone through and built this Power BI file. I guarantee you start with this stuff, you build it out, you're going to have a dramatic impact on users' like faith and confidence in the reports that you're using. Hey, no, before you go too far, I almost forgot one thing. Heading back to the desktop. All the content that was created in this video, I've put out on my website. Links will be down below, but you can go out and download all this stuff so it's available for you. Okay? Just go out there, download the stuff, use it to your heart's content. Go for it. Okay? Thanks, guys. Back to the video. Thank you guys very much. I hope you enjoyed this content. Again, like, subscribe, turn on that little bell notification. Now, if you really like the content, head over to KraosBI.com, buy me a coffee. I'll ship out some of these like Power BI stickers, the I Love Power BI Magic stickers, or even the brand new I Love Power BI. And if you really like the stuff, do feel free to head on over to the merch center. I got links down below where you can buy t-shirts and stickers of all your favorite data gods and goddesses. And with that, I'm out of here. Peace.